The Red Sox are playing meaningful baseball games this week. Yes. Opening day just a few days away, and all we've heard about this spring training is the drama at third base and the trio of position player prospects that are supposed to be once in a generation for the Red Sox. Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Kristian Campbell. Well, it looks like only one of them is going to make the opening day roster. The Red Sox told Kristian Campbell Sunday night, you are going to be on the roster come opening day this Thursday in Texas. And this was the one I think we thought going into camp would be the most ready to be up there in the major leagues. Marcelo Meyer did not play a lot of AAA last year. Roman Anthony, same kind of thing. Obviously, Campbell went into AAA during the middle of the season last year as well, but he could be your starting second baseman on opening day. Is that the right call, though? We knew going into this camp he might be the most ready in terms of, major league hitting, but his spring was not very good. His spring was actually, I would say, bad. He only hit 167. He did get on base at a decent clip at 305. But is that like, hey, you don't see a lot of major league pitching really in spring training, especially in these split squad games, like when he hit the home run that he had in the spring. His OPS is only 576. So is this a case of Dustin Pedroia? Because I think that's going to be the comparison that you're going to get here. Is it going to be the case where in 2007, after a little bit of time at the major league level, by the way, in August of 06, in September of 06, the Red Sox said, Dustin, you're on the team. You're a second baseman. Even if you're hitting $150 in May, you're our second baseman. And the story was, and obviously true, that he was hitting $150 in May. And they stuck with him, and he was the rookie of the year. And then the next year, he was the MVP. So Kristian Campbell, they might just be saying, hey, kid, you're our future. You're going to be our guy. And come opening day, you're going to be out there. I think it's a good and bad news for the Red Sox, right? I think that is your future. That is your guy. It does muddy up kind of what you're doing at third base. I think it should just be Bregman, and Devers should be DHing, especially with Yoshida starting the year in Worcester. That seems like it's going to be the case, just logically speaking. Who knows with Devers' attitude? But Campbell being at second means Bregman's probably at third, and to me, that's the best lineup you have. The downside of it is if Kristian Campbell's making the opening day roster, whether he's the starting second baseman or not, probably shows how much you don't believe in Vaughn Grissom, who was the main guy that you got back for Chris Sale. That is 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner, Chris Sale. That you finally were able to offload that, and the Braves are getting some great baseball out of him. And for you got a prospect of sorts in Vaughn Grissom, probably a lot like what, the Dodgers thought about Gavin Lux a few years ago. And they're showing you that he's probably not going to be a part of this team, a big part of this team anyway. He did not have a good spring. I really thought that they were going to give him a chance and just see what you have in him. But they said, nope, you know what? There's no use delaying it. Kristian Campbell, he's 22. He's going to be 23 in June. Let's bring him out here. I mean, the kid tore up the minor leagues last year. He played a little bit. What was the game breakdown? 56 games in Portland in 2024 and just 19 in Worcester. Not a lot of games at AAA, which is pretty close. He hit 286 in Worcester. He really knocked the cover off of it in Portland. He played at 3 different levels last year. He went from high A to AAA all in 2024. And now he's going to be in the major leagues the next April. He spent last April in high A, and now he's going to be in the major leagues. Like that's nuts. But he did hit 362 in Portland, only 286 in Worcester. His OPS was over 1,000 in Portland and still 898 in Worcester for a guy who wasn't, hitting for the great average. He improved the home run total. His last 2 seasons, or his last 2 winters where he's come down to Fort Myers, he's kind of set the tone for other players to come down there. He is one of the great success stories in recent memory of the Red Sox drafting him in the 3rd or 4th round. 4th round, compensatory 4th round, 132, and he's going to make the majors. day one, he's going to be up there. And that's just the start. I mean, we haven't heard anything at this hour of Roman Anthony. Probably not going to make the roster. But certainly I think you'll see Anthony at some point this year. And I'm pretty certain you'll see Meyer at some point later in the year as well. This is just the first of the big three. And I'm fascinated to see how they're going to handle Kristian Campbell in terms of what kind of leash they are going to give him in the season ahead. But it's going to take some time. For everyone, we all hear it the first couple weeks of the season. The pitching is there first. The hitting comes along later. It's going to take this kid some time. It could look ugly at the beginning, but clearly his confidence has skyrocketed through the work he's put in the last couple of years. Each time he's moved up a level, he's continued to hit. He has not had one of those giant slumps as he goes to, from high A to double A to triple A. I know he didn't hit 300 in AAA. He's still at 286. He's still at an OPS of 900. Like that, the guy has not flinched at whatever level he's gone to. We'll see how quickly he adapts to the major leagues, because if he's a player right away, the optimism for the Red Sox could really go through the roof here early in the season. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, is Kristian Campbell ready for this? Is this the time? And how optimistic are you for this team as we count down the hours to opening day here? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. Ring that notification bell. Get notified when we're going live. Hint, it's high noon Eastern time every weekday, and then wherever you get your podcast, talking nothing but Boston sports. I'm Cam Stewart. Zach Burke has kept us on the air. Thank you for tuning in today, and we will see you tomorrow on The Cam Show.